Hello everybody, welcome to my E3 discussion of what I'm looking forward to coming out of E3 2016. I'll be talking about the conferences that I was most looking forward to, like Ubisoft, Microsoft, Nintendo, and Sony. First, I want to talk about Ubisoft. Ubisoft, of course, is its 30th year in the business, and with no Rayman game on deck, or not even a Rabbids game on deck, I was pretty disappointed. But I'm really excited about two games coming out of the Ubisoft press conference. One being the South Park Fractured Butthole game. Yeah, you get it. That's coming out for the Xbox One, PS4, and of course PC. Now, I'm looking at this game and it's coming out really well. It looks exactly like the first one that I've seen on streams and whatnot. And it's kind of like you're controlling, again, the TV show, but with RPG style combat. And I was looking at this game, I was like, man, I never really got to play South Park: The Stick of Truth like on PC or whatever when it came out. But I didn't see it on streams, of course, and watch videos on it. But it's kind of like a hollow way of just trying to enjoy the game. So what they announced was,
anyone who buys the Fractured Butthole will get the Stick of Truth for PS4, Xbox One, and Steam for free.
That's right, if you buy South Park the Fractured Butthole game, you get South Park the Stick of Truth for free, so it's a kind of 2-in-1 deal, and which is really good, but I don't know which one to play first, but either way, it's a South Park game, experience, whatever. It's gonna be awesome. And the other game I was looking forward to was Steep. It's the snowboarding game that everyone was looking at, like, why did they choose this game to close out their E3 press conference? Well, for me, I liked it because it was kind of like playing SSX to me, like you get to ride on snowboards and of course slide down the mountain and whatnot. And then they also have those ski things, I don't know what they're called because I'm not much of a skier or whatever. I think they're called skis. But anyway, this game looks kind of interesting to me and I can't wait to play it. One other thing they talked about was the movie Assassin's Creed. And one thing I'm looking forward to in this movie the most is how are they going to scientifically and physically explain how Michael Fassbender can jump off a building into a pile of haystack without breaking any bones. That is what I'm looking forward to the most. Explain that, Ubisoft. Explain it. Now moving on to Microsoft's press conference. Now, they had a good following of games, announcements, and whatnot. First, they announced that the Xbox One S is coming out in August, and it'll be $300 for the 500 gigabyte, $350 for the 1 terabyte, and $400 for the 2 terabyte. Now, I don't have that big pockets, but I'm going to find a way to get myself a 2 terabyte Xbox One, because having a 500 gigabyte system with games that are like 80 gigabytes to 70 gigabytes worth of storage is a bit, aggravating, because I want to get some more games for my Xbox and I have to delete and re-download games when I want to play them, but whatever. Next, they talked about Battlefield 1, where unlike Battlefield 4, where you have people running around annoyingly with tanks, jets, and helicopters, now you have people annoyingly running around with zeppelins, biplanes, and tanks. So that'll be a fun, interesting game to play. I'm always a big fan of Battlefield, so I'll be ready to play it no matter what. Another game they talked about was We Happy Few, which is a scary clown-like game which I am terrified to play because I don't like The Conjuring, I don't like Annabelle, that's not my scene. But I'll play that game if you guys so request me to play on this channel. I'll react to it and of course shit my pants playing this game, kind of like the people who play Slender and Five Nights at Freddy's. Then they teased Final Fantasy 15, which is one of the games I'm most excited about, considering I've never played a Final Fantasy game. Yes, shocking considering I am 22 years old. And whatever. I mean, I have Final Fantasy 7 on my phone, except I haven't got around the time to play it. Although I did have enough time to play Kingdom Hearts Unchained Key, so there's that. Don't hate me. And lastly, what they talked about was Project Scorpio being announced, as it was leaked online somewhere before E3. and it'll be available next year, 2017, in the holiday season. And it's going to be compatible with the Xbox One controllers. It's going to be compatible with its accessories as well, and it's going to rival the PlayStation Neo, which PlayStation decided not to show this year at E3, but we'll get to that later. But that's what I'm most excited about coming out of Microsoft press conference. Now let's move on to Nintendo, which really they only had two things to talk about: Pokemon and Zelda. But let's knock out Pokemon first. Pokemon Go was recently announced sometime last year, and since then we had no game, no nothing of it whatsoever. But this year they allowed beta testers to test out the game, and now Nintendo's saying, guess what, we're almost have it ready, and it'll be ready in July. The game itself is going to be free for both iOS and Android, and the Pokemon Go Plus device will be sold at retailers for $35. I already pre-ordered my GameStop. GameStop is currently accepting pre-orders, so if you want to order yours now, do it now before your ass is a 10-year-old boy or girl sitting at home collecting no Pokemon. So do it. And I look forward to those of you fellow trainers that are going to be outside and we can battle together, take on Team Rocket or whatnot. And next, I want to talk about The Legend of Zelda, which was amazing. The trailer itself was just beyond expectation. Link runs up to the cliff and jumps off with a leaf parachute, kind of like the one they did in Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker. And speaking of which, the art style, to me, now that I look at it, it kind of looks like Twilight Princess mixed with The Wind Waker, but they blend together, great. And now they have voice acting, which in the beginning of the trailer says, Link, wake up, you've been asleep for 100 years, and you're back in the year 1985. I mean, I may have messed up on that part, but, yeah. But Link can do so many things. You can fight enemies, you can go open world, and you can climb on literally anything when it comes to mountains or buildings. And of course you can change Link's outfit into whatever he's accustomed to in the hot or cold. Like if he's in the cold, you can put more clothes on him. If he's hot, you can take off his clothes, except for his pants, but only when he goes swimming apparently. So we'll see about that. But anyway, that's what I'm excited about for the Nintendo press conference. Now lastly, moving on to the Sony press conference, where they talked about God of War in their opening trailer. Now, God of War opens up with the son talking to his father, who later is revealed to be a bearded Kratos. That's right, Kratos has a friggin' beard, as if the muscles and everything else wasn't manly enough for him. So he goes out running into the wild, teaching his son how to hunt, kind of like Mufasa and Simba did in The Lion King. And in the end of the trailer, it shows Kratos stabbing the neck of a monster after he asked his son to. The son was like, no dad, that looks wrong. And the dad was like, fuck you son, I'm a man. And he stabs the deer-like creature until it slowly dies. Well, you didn't stab him repeatedly, just once ought to do, because with Kratos, everything you only gotta do once. Yeah. Next, they talk about Spider-Man 4 PlayStation 4 that's going to be coming out, I don't know when, but hopefully it'll be better than Spider-Man 2, which was arguably the best Spider-Man game ever made. So if it can be Spider-Man 2, I'd be happy with it. I mean, it looks amazing though. It just showed off like a CGI gameplay trailer of Spider-Man just whipping around New York City doing his Spidey thing, Spider-Man stuff. And PlayStation used this opportunity this year to talk a whole mess about VR. They announced that Resident Evil 7 was going to be a game for the PlayStation VR, and it looks pretty creepy as well, kind of like We Happy Few, but it's Resident Evil, it's the king of scary games. Next, they showed off Star Wars in the new X-Wing VR mission, which is going to be off of the Star Wars Battlefront game. And then they announced that Final Fantasy 15 was going to have VR as well, in a first-person shooter type scenario, where I was kind of looking forward to sword-based gameplay, but considering you don't want your friend or your brother tearing up your living room or even your own bedroom, just flying around the whole room looking like he's losing his freaking mind. So, good job, Sony. And I know this wasn't part of the E3 Sony press conference, but I don't know about everyone else, but I am excited. This is the game I'm most excited about, and that's Kingdom Hearts 2.8 Final Chapter Prologue that is coming out for the PlayStation 4. And it features Kingdom Hearts 3D HD, Kingdom Hearts Key back cover, and Kingdom Hearts 0.2 fragmentary passage. I'm sorry. And Kingdom Hearts 0.2 kind of looks like Kingdom Hearts 3. It looks like Kingdom Hearts 3, but it feels like we're playing more like Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. So, still looking forward to that. I mean, it looks awesome. And Kingdom Hearts 3D will be the first game in Kingdom Hearts history to feature 60 frames per second, which is going to look awesome. Like, I saw the trailer, I'm playing it, of course, right now, the 60 frames per second part at least. So, I can't wait for that. And lastly, what no one was expecting, unless you watched PSX last year for the hint, Crash Bandicoot is getting an HD remaster of 1, 2, and 3 from the ground up for the PlayStation 4. Now, I don't know when this game is coming out, but I am just excited beyond reason, because when I was a kid, I played more of like Spyro. That was my type of game. And I also played Crash Bandicoot here and there. But for Crash Bandicoot, I played more just to kill time and whatnot. Because I was a kid, I, didn't involve myself too much with the story. That was just some guy that twirls around hitting boxes collecting apples because he was hungry. So, yeah. I'll be playing that this year for the story. Or next year, whenever it comes out. But anyway, that's what I'm excited the most about. Everything that's coming out of E3 2016. Comment below what you're most excited about coming out of E3. And be sure to like this video, share it, and subscribe. I'll be making more great content for you guys. Hopefully this was, fulfilling for you today. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.